Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Haley from Bargain Bug, and today I am bringing another book haul. This time I've done a little bit more thrifting. I've done a couple garage sales, but more thrifting this time. And I've got a whole bag of books here to show. This bag is full, and then I've got another bag full of stuff, and then a few more things to show. So I'm just gonna hop right into this. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. It really does help me out. And leave me some comments of books that you think are must-haves for your classroom. I definitely have a growing Amazon wish list going, and then I've also been looking on the website Thrift Books, which I've shopped on for myself before. I will leave a link to that in the description below if you've never heard of Thrift Books. But basically it is like thrift shopping for books online, so it's a specific website that just sells used books, and they even categorize their books by like used, good, acceptable, different categories for cheap. And I know that I've found books for myself for, I think the lowest I've gotten a book is like maybe $3 or so, but those were for like novels, like full-sized adult chapter books, so I don't know what the pricing is for kids books. But I've been making wish lists on both of those sites. And I've definitely found some wishlist items at garage sales and such. So also, if you know a good way of like keeping track of your books that you have in your library, and also like, I don't want to say personalizing them, but like labeling them and putting like, this book is Miss So-and-so's or whatever, like if you have a label that you've used or a stamp or such, I want to use these books in my student teaching, but I don't want to bring them in and then them getting mixed up with other people's books. So, okay. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm just going to be pulling, like I said, out of this bag here, which I got this at Dollar Tree, by the way. I'm just going to be pulling them out and showing them. So I tried to get a few more like older like chapter books. If you watched my last haul, you saw that majority of my books that I got were younger aged books, and I wanted to get some more chapter books and some series of books. So to start out with, I got a Junie B. Jones book, and I got these all from a variety of places. So but I think the most I paid for a book was $1.50, and my rule of thumb is that I'm trying to pay $1 or less for books unless I think that something is just absolutely amazing. Then I'll go for a little more, but I paid less than $1 for all of these. I believe I got this one at Goodwill. I got this, and this is an A to Z Mysteries, and the sticker here, as you can see, it was 50 cents, and this is from a local bookstore to me, and they had a whole discounted section, so 50 cents, although now as I'm picking up all of these chapter books, it's making me like think about, now I have to pick up all of the series of them. So this one is N, and if it's A to Z, and if all of them are there, like, then I have to pick up all of these. So I'm probably going to be a little bit more picky and choosy with the series that I get, unless I can find a ton of them. This series is an absolute must-have for me. This was, I think, one of my favorite series growing up as a kid, and I have two of them here. I got them both from different places. I believe this one was from Goodwill, and then this one was from a different thrift store. This one is number 3 here, Mummies in the Morning, and then this one is number 21, Civil War on Sunday. I absolutely love these, and I know that I will continue to pick up this. I want them all, although I know that there's like a ton of them. I got these, and these are Beverly Cleary books. I didn't really get super into these as a kid, but I think that these are really good books. So I got this one from for $1 at a local bookstore, and then I believe this one was also Goodwill. Beverly Cleary is an amazing author, and her Ramona books are just so good, and they're pretty relatable for kids. This is a little bit, I think, of a higher read than some of my other books, so it'll just be up to the kid and the individual reader. Like I said in previous hauls, I am going to be in a 3rd grade classroom, but that doesn't mean that that's where I'm going to be placed as an actual teacher, or, I mean, I might have a 3rd grader who is an exceptionally great reader and is at this level, so I'm going to be picking up books of different levels. Got this book. This is called The Report Card, and I believe I got this one also for 50 cents. little discounted store. So I like recognized this book, and even if it's like a well-known author, it's not a super hard read. Like it's not advanced like middle school level, I don't think, but just a good book. I don't believe that I've ever heard of this series before. This one's called Aliens for Dinner. Maybe it's not a series and it's just a stepping stone book, but I thought this was pretty good looking, and this one seemed like a tiny bit easier of a read. There's a little bit more pictures, so and this one was also 50 cents. It says grades 2 to 4 on the back of it, so there's that one. Another series I picked up, Cam Jansen books. I believe I read 1 or 2 of these as a kid. These were also in the discounted ones, so there was 25 cents for one and 50 for another. And these ones also like have pictures in them. And I know that mystery books can be really interesting for kids who are trying to get into reading. So I got Cam Jansen and the Mystery of the Stolen Diamonds and the Mystery of the Dinosaur Bones. I do not know how many are in this series, so, but this one does say number 1, so maybe this is the first book of the series. So got these. I got this book, which this is Miss Child Has Gone Wild, and it says it's the number 1 book in the My Weirder school. And I actually saw, I can't remember her name, I think her name was like Brianne, something like that. If I can remember, I'll leave the link in the description below, but she is like one of my inspirations for going to thrift stores. I didn't really ever think about going to a ton of thrift stores for books, and so that's the reason, after I watched her video, was the reason why I went to thrift stores to find books. So, and she hauled a bunch of these books, and there's like My Weird School and My Weirder School series, and she said that the kids in her classroom really enjoy them, so I picked one up for my own library. And then this is the last like bigger book. The rest are more picture books. This is called The Bad Guys. I've seen this before. This one is number 2 in the series, so I'll have to find number 1 and then if there's more. But this is a like comic, like graphic novel, and these are really interesting for kids, and I feel like they're pretty popular right now, so I picked this up. And then going into picture books, I picked up this one. This one I got because it was 50 cents in the discounted section at that bookstore I was talking about. This one's called Daddy's Girl, and this one, it just had really cute pictures. I don't think I've ever seen this one before, but it had really cute pictures, and I like read it while I was there, and it had a cute story to it, so picked this one up. Picked this one up because it made me laugh. I read it also. This one I got at Salvation Army. And this one made me laugh when I was reading it. This one was called Children Make Terrible Pets, and it's all about a bear who makes a human be his pet, and the human is not a good pet. So this one was pretty funny. The Lorax, this one is a absolute classic. I think this is a great read aloud book and really great for kids to read, and especially if you read it and they get to watch the movie, that's pretty good for them. My little sister even mentioned that this is one of her favorite books, and she read it all the time when she was in elementary school, so I picked up this book. This one's a classic. Any Dr. Seuss book really is a classic in my opinion, so I was excited to find this, and I believe I got it for like $0.25, which was awesome. Picked up this book, which this book also is a classic, absolutely amazing, which I didn't even know it was a Caldecott honor. That's cool. This is Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type, and I believe there's other ones now, like Quack Quack something, like there's one with ducks, and I don't know, I haven't seen them. I feel like I've seen them, but I don't remember, if that makes sense. But I remember this one growing up. I absolutely love this book, so had to get that one. This is another series book. This is Rainbow Magic, The Pet Fairies, and this one is Lauren, the Puppy Fairy. This one is number 4 in the series. And again, this is another series, but this one I feel like obviously is a little bit more girly, and this might get a specific like type of girl to read. Obviously boys can read these too, but I feel like fairies are more of a thing that interests girls, but this is a good, easy series. I got this book. This one is Wild Wild Wolves. I got this one at a garage sale. And this one says grades 1 to 3. And this one's kind of an easier read that kids could read by themselves. But it seemed like it was a good informational text about wolves, as well as a good book for younger kids. So I got this one. This book, this is Chrysanthemum by Kevin Henkes, and I absolutely love Kevin Henkes. I love his Chrysanthemum books, and I love his newer books. I believe he has a Caldecott winner, or maybe an honor book. So cute. The Chrysanthemum series that he has is the little mice, and then he's got a couple other cute ones. He is one of my favorite authors, and I want to collect all of his books. So Kevin Henkes. And then last but not least for my books, I got this, which this one is Yankee Doodle Dandy, and this one is the one that I paid $1.50 for. It was $3 at Goodwill, but it was the sticker color of the week, so I got it for $1.50. And this one is the Ellis the Elephant series, I believe. Maybe it's Ellie, but Ellis the Elephant. And this one seemed like a good read aloud, a good informational text. I don't think that this would be one that a kid would read by themselves. Seems like it has quite a bit of words, but I thought this was a good informational text, like I said, and I could also find the other books in the series. I also thought it was super cool that this says, like, the guided level reading letter, that it's Common Core aligned, and this one was $15 originally. So to get that for $1.50, I thought that that was a great price and a really good quality book and, like, good shape. So I got that. And then at a garage sale, I was so excited to find this. I got this. I guess you would call it like a book cart. This folds out. I will try to insert a picture now. This is a rolling cart. It opens up into like a square. I'm not going to open it up just because it won't show really well on camera, but I got this at a garage sale for $3. Like, can we talk about how amazing that is? I feel like I remember seeing these growing up as a kid, like in classrooms, and teachers always had these. That'd be great to bring supplies in and out of my classroom, and also, like, I mean, it would be even great to carry in like my groceries to my apartment. I feel like a cart is always super useful. I know I've seen teachers use these as like their library bins, so like their kids will put their books in there and they'll use that to bring back to the classroom. So I'll definitely use this year and for my student teaching and in future years. $3, you cannot beat that. So super cool. I was absolutely excited about that. Moving on, this is my more like random miscellaneous. This is non-book stuff, but stuff from my classroom that I thought I would just throw in. So from that same house that was doing a garage sale, they also had a free box. So I just grabbed a couple things out of the free box that I thought might be useful for my classroom. So first off, I got this, and this is just a whiteboard, and I believe these are magnets that are on the back of it. It shouldn't have the pen in it, but that's not super like needed. And I feel like as a teacher, you always need whiteboards, so this was a good find for free. And then she had a couple Dollar Tree bins in there. This is one of the ones that stack on top of each other, and so I've been like curious about them, but I've never bought them myself because I feel like they're not super big for storage, if that makes sense, because when you put another one on top of it, then it sits in there and you're limited to like an item that can fit inside of it. But for free, I was not going to pass it up, and I can get other ones and try it out, and then if I don't like it, this one was free. So I got that bin, and then this Dollar Tree bin as well, which this is just a basic blue bin. I can use this in my classroom to hold supplies. I can use this in my dorm. I mean, really whatever. And then last but not least, I went to a Goodwill store that was called a Goodwill as is. I've also seen them called outlets before, and this was a crazy experience. I've never done anything like this before, and they basically just had big, huge bins of stuff, and you got everything by the pound. So I believe it was like $1.60 something a pound, if I'm correct. And basically there's just a ton of stuff in there. There were bins of clothes, there were there were some books, not a ton. I was going there looking for books, but actually didn't find any. There were, it was a bunch of crap basically that you sort through, and they had different prices for different things. They also had like furniture and a different price for glassware, and you're just sorting through a bunch of stuff trying to find things. And I ended up getting a couple of clothing items that I could use for my student teaching. I got like a dress and a cardigan, and my sister got a dress, and I got a couple things for her. But out of everything that I got, so I got like I said, 2 dresses, a cardigan, a shirt, and then this I'm about to show you here. And I also got this mini stapler for like $7, everything combined. And I think that's an amazing deal. You have to sort through things, so it does take a little bit more of your time, but if you have the time, which I do now in summer, then do it, in my opinion. This is just a little mini stapler. I found this and I thought it would be great for my classroom or for personal use. You always need a stapler, so like that. And it actually came with staples too, which that's pretty cool. So last but not least, I got this, which I was so excited to find. This is still like plastic wrapped in its original plastic, so you know that all the pieces are there. And this is Scrabble Jr. I don't have any board games for my classroom, like for my future classroom, but I thought that this was really cool, and word games are always really fun. And this one said ages 5 and older, so majority of my students, all of my students are going to be that, most likely, unless I get into a younger grade. And so I thought that was going to be a really fun game to have. I could use it for an English lesson, or this could be like a rainy recess, like indoor recess kind of thing. So I picked up this, which was really exciting. So that's everything that I picked up. I'm so excited about building my classroom library, and I've just found thrifting and garage sailing for books to be so much fun. I get really excited when I see a book that I want, and I am so excited. I just cannot wait for August to come along and to be back in school, in the classrooms, the end of August. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you have any video suggestions that you want to see from me, comment them down below. I am already coming up with ideas of maybe a day in the life of a student teacher, student teacher lunches, student teacher clothes, things like that. So definitely let me know down below in the comments. And like I said, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Go check out my Instagram, which I have in the description below. It's bargain_bug, and I post sneak peeks over there. So normally I'll post the link to my video 2 or 3 days beforehand, depending on when I edit and upload it. And so it's unlisted, so the only way you can view it is from that link. So you get it a few days early if you're over on my Instagram, and I share little sneak peeks and stuff like that. So, but anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.